that will take 4 days, yes, from today to Friday. And Saturday, everybody will be going home. So please don't get homesick. Make sure you have the most fun that you can actually make and have good memories captured from Tanzania for the Ugandans and a good networking time kutoka kwa Tanzania na Uganda.
When we were doing the research, we found that fashion has one of the clearest revenue streams. You can clearly see where they're sourcing their fabric from, buttons and everything. And they go to the tailors, they show them the design, the pattern cutters. There was a clear chain of players. The designer is one of them, and then you take your clothing and you go into a store, you sell, so that's the retail as well. And we found that in all of these points in the value chain, people cannot access financial products from banks. So we started piloting and we gave out loans to creative businesses, fashion, crafts, handmade items, photography, interior design, interior decor. Those are our value chains that we started with.
A business model canvas came from this process of business model generation. It's a collection, it's a model that it's a collection of 450 contributors who are business personnel who sat down and contributed to formulate the business model canvas. It's a canvas that gives you a picture. You as the owner of a business, you as the main part of your business or of the creativity process. It gives you a picture of what your business is like. First, before going to the market or before introducing a business to anyone else. It gives you a better understanding of what your business entails.
Another thing that maybe I would want and I really wanted to talk about, it's the finishing. Finishing, I think maybe it might apply to all of us. Finishing, for me, I've seen, I will do a piece. Well, my advertising tools are the social media. I'll put up the piece, and after a few days, someone will tag me. And I'll go to that page and I find a piece that I've designed it. When I look, even in the pictures, I notice the details. Like if someone sees this, will know this is not Njipai. Why? So for me to be different, for Njipai to be different, I look into the small touches, small things that most people don't look at, the finishing touch. That's what will sell you. But how are you going to come out different? Again, it's how your finishing product. Yeah, you can do the same dress, but maybe I put a lace, maybe I put a touch of beads somewhere, maybe this and that and that, and that's how it's going to be defined as a different. And I know you're all building brands. It's very hard to build a brand.
So, CDA Fashion Bootcamp, why am I here? We're talking about branding, we're talking about marketing, we're talking about getting you guys out there. But I thought that I'm going to tilt it around and start with branding, okay? Why am I starting with branding? I am here not because I'm probably the only or the most creative person in Uganda. I am here because I think we have created a great brand for ourselves, a brand that is now, a prestigious aspect of everything Ugandan. And before anyone else is thought about, Arapapa comes up. We evaluate it. If we pass, we go. If we fail, we don't allow to fail. So if it comes our way, it is ours. And so I want for each one of you to start to regard yourselves as brands. Okay? If you're going to make it, you have to have a powerful vision. All right? Brands are promises. That's all I want for you to live with from this workshop. Go read further, expound on it.
There's things which are going to be taught to you during this whole process, these 4 days.
and we want you guys to actually produce at least one piece.
Ane chipela, chabane lilogo chipela, chabane lilogo chipela. Ane chipela kwe, chabane lilogo chipela, chabane lilogo chipela. Yewa yangu ngombola je hoye, abe ye, hoye chipela, chabane lilogo chipela. Yewa yangu ngombola je hoye, abe ye, hoye chipela, chabane lilogo
Our assignment was to use kanga, cotton and leather. So we were given kanga, which is a Tanzanian material, it's an indigenous material, and leather. For my particular, to accomplish my assignment, I got my inspiration from the materials themselves. The polka dots are very beautiful, and I loved the texture of the leather and what it could do, hence this particular shape, because it's hard and it does, you know, it gives you a hard, sharp silhouette on your shoulders. So my inspiration was the material itself, and I aimed to achieve a look whereby the leather would accessorize the kanga in a beautiful and functional way. So you can wear this separate. It has some leather at the bottom. You can wear this separate, and you can wear it together. So this, the way beautiful Angela is wearing it in the photo. Yeah, so this serves both as part of the garment and as an accessory. So this is staying true to my brand. This is for a sensual and powerful woman, And this is relevant, creative, and it will help you distinguish yourself. Thank you.
So the piece that I made was actually partially inspired by something that I made I designed 8 years ago. It was another outfit that had wrapping pieces around it. But with time, you learn things about design and you find ways to do them more practically. And that's how I came up with this piece. So it's basically a crop top. It has, let me just open it up. It has 2 belts and it works similar to how you'd have a wraparound dress. One going through here and this one going around the back. Let me just unpin it. Clothes are all propped up for the board. I think you can see from there, right? So it goes through here and this other one goes to the side and you tie them in the back. A very simple outfit, something stylish that you don't need to have zippers with and stuff. Yeah, basically I also just wanted to use the leather in a continuous way, have a few curved lines around the chest for shaping. Yeah, for me it was just another opportunity to take something that is regularly used. I've never actually worked with leather, so that was also an interesting experience for me. Yeah, that's my outfit. I would like to talk a bit about the incubator itself. It was a very nice experience to have. I'm really glad to be a part of what CDEA is doing with trying to progress the industry. And I got to learn about one comment that Ayeta made was like, you might be working by yourself doing fashion, but you don't realize because of the nature of the industry, it's not like, there are certain industries which are more connected, I would say, where you have like someone growing something, maybe growing whatever they used to make beer, and then he's connected to the beer industry. But as designers, we work in individual units a lot, and we don't necessarily always appreciate that we're part of maybe a large textile industry, and that has its own implications that we may not always realize. So I was very glad to be in this and also have those items brought to light and how we can move it forward, and the need for Tanzanian produced things and sourcing and garments from here to go to other countries. I really enjoyed one of the speakers was Santa Anzo from Uganda. I've personally studied textile design and technology, but I've remarked to Kemi that when someone in your field tells you things about that you might have studied about branding and I don't know how you target markets and stuff like that, it's very much different from learning it. When someone who's gone through the motions and for several years comes and tells you that there are these challenges, that this is what you have to do, and it's still a fledgling industry, it's still got a long way to go. But that was a nice experience. We had some tech guys come up and teach us about making websites and stuff like that. So overall, it was really progressive. It's great to be a part of what CDEA is doing to move the arts industry forward, because it is very neglected. That's all from me.
Piece I made. The piece I made, actually this is the main center, like the masterpiece. The flares, like these things that you see ambavyo vimekama viko additional. No, this is the main part of this piece. Like you, untamed meaning wild, like you can fly, you can do anything that you want to do. Like don't get caged down doing something that you don't want to do just because you are afraid to dream. You can dream as big as you wish to dream, and anything is possible. That's why I kept these things. The theme, like I come from the family of most of my siblings and father and my grandfathers before me are doctors. So here I come, a girl 22 years old with a dream of becoming a fashion designer with an internationally known fashion brand. What can you offer? Who told you that you can dream that big? That's what all my family members asked me. So I said, I can do anything that I want to do. This is my life, I can decide for myself. With dreams, there comes prices. Like all the dreamers we know, Martin Luther, Nelson Mandela, there came a price with a dream. It's attached to your dream, the price. So do you have the courage to pick the dream that picked you. You have the courage to grab it with your both hands. Like, this is the dream that picked me. I'm grabbing it with both hands because this is my life right here. I could have been a doctor, but I chose not to. The salary is big, yeah, but I chose not to. I want to make things. I want to create. I want to innovate. 3 years, 3 years in a row, actually, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't trade it for the world. So most people actually think that fashion and designing is something, this glamour. You wake up every morning, you dress nicely, I don't know, whatever people think, but it isn't the way we think. I wake up to get dirty. Thank you, Santa, for that. Every morning I would wake up. Actually, my story is the one that inspired me to make this design. Like, you could be, this is the choker. Most of us know it as a choker. You tie it on your neck. They call it a choker because it chokes you. You see? So I picked this specifically because the situations around you can choke you. This thing can tight you. But this, you feel you are free. You can fly. The motto of my dreams is that some birds cannot be caged. So untamed means I cannot be caged. I will be wild. I will be uncontrolled. I will live my dream. I will wake up every day, even though it's a disappointment. Maybe sometimes I go to bed disappointed, like, what am I going to do with my life? But with a dream, you don't run out of energy. You are always motivated. You are always inspired. Actually, most of the people walk around looking at the ground. They don't see how beautiful the sky is. That's what inspires me every morning. So you are positive. You look forward to something every time, that it's gonna get better. But it doesn't get better. Actually, my friend told me, dreams don't work unless you do. So you have a dream, work. It doesn't work unless you do. Okay, my experience at Sidea. Actually, I haven't slept in like 2 days. Yesterday, I went to my room very late and I found my roommate still awake, and I'm like, you still awake at this time? We are dreamers. We don't sleep unless our pieces are complete. You see, so I would rather sacrifice sleep and food and anything until my piece is complete. This is actually my life. So I wouldn't play games with it. I've actually met some amazing people. Jinaj, Claire, I love you. Nina. The first time I heard I was coming to Sidea, I was meeting for the first time. I was like, oh my God, I wouldn't get to know anybody. I was shy at first. I was like, could I mingle with people and get to know one another? Then my friends were like, oh, you are an easygoing person. I'm like, am I? So coming here and meeting these all new people, sharing ideas, interacting, it's a privilege. Thank you.
I want to talk about my experience, even if it was short, but I learned a lot. And today's presentation opened my eyes a lot. The fashionomics, that was just phenomenal. I mean, it just got me thinking how much fashion can contribute to the economy. Like so much. And the study that was done was just like, what was presented, basically we're just used to hearing like, the education level we expect in 2020 to have this much classrooms, or the level of people doing well in the exams, such stuff. But also I was here for a few hours, but I got to meet some amazing people. Some I know, Shabazz, Susan, I know, but Jinaj, my model, Whitney, we're talking about a contract right now. She'll be my spokesperson in my face. So, I mean, getting to know these people was very, very nice, and just creating this friendship and family and bringing people from different countries together was just a great job. So I was just like us to give a hand of applause to Sidea. Like, Great job, you guys. I mean, what you have started here, trust me, it will create opportunities for so many people. Because I mean, the fashion industry, like she just said, her family just asked her, oh, like, everybody else is a doctor, you think you'll make money doing fashion. I didn't get that experience, thank God, because I'm a lawyer. I'm a registered advocate, and I go to court. I have clients, I do plaints and all that stuff. I do opinions. But thank God my family has been so supportive. I mean, I've had twitching hands for a very long time. So when we decided to turn it into a business, my father was like really supportive to the extent that he's given us space to open up shop at our house, of which we haven't done yet, but yeah, we'll get there. I mean, the shop, anyways, we've been renovating for 2 years. So now I would just like to talk about the piece, so because I had to really catch up. This piece, we call it the maua. Maua as in flower. And why a flower? You know, a flower can represent so many things. People use flowers to mean sympathy. So like funerals, you give someone flowers. People use flowers to express love. People use flowers to express strength. You know, people use flowers to express friendship, beauty. So that was the whole idea of the piece. And why we made it a shoulder piece was to show that beauty of like the African woman and what she represents, what type of flower she is. So the leather, the little trinkets here of leather, this represents the stem of the flower. It's what keeps it firm in the ground. And that's what I wanted this piece to represent, our strength and how firm us as designers, as women, as men, every single one of us, you know, like the strength that we have. So I wanted this piece represents like if you have a passion, go for it. Because a flower, okay, it can die, but as long as the stem is still in the ground and you water it, it grows back to life. So never give up on your dream. Don't let anyone put you down. If you believe in something, just go for it. That is your dream. That is your passion. So stick to it. So Sadea, thank you very much. Thank you for the experience. Thank you, everyone. Love to Africa, everybody. Love handmade. Love each other. And thank you, guys. Oh, yeah, I forgot the bracelet. Thank you, guys.
I just want to share this. I don't know if you know. I think we are all connected in this world and we are all building a house. So for me, I want to thank Sidea through this sharing that I feel like Sidea have laid a foundation. And so my task for me is to bring a brick or a cement. So if Sidea did not, or I was not able to lay a foundation, so I'll be stuck somewhere. I will not be able to continue on building a house. I don't know the rest of all of us. I think you have helped us to build a foundation, and so you did not stuck us from continuing it with it. So I'm very grateful for you, and you have opened up my mind. When I came here, I was not knowing what I was asking myself a lot of questions, but thank you very much. You have helped me to reach a step forward. And you have given me a lot of challenges, and I want to assure that all I've just learned is going to help me to go further and grow more. So on experience of what I've designed here, when I was just given this assignment and given this material, first of all, I have a story. You know those people who said, I'll do this next year? I don't know if you are one of them, and I was one of them. I was having such a dream of becoming who I am today, but I was always procrastinating and say, you know, maybe next year, maybe February, maybe that and that. So I was kind of a person. So it took me a while to decide and say, now I'm going to do it no matter what. So, you know, you have such a fear, and I was so afraid. I couldn't know how I could start. And when I was trying to share with my family, some people that, why? I was working in a professional project manager, and I was paid well, everything was fine. And when I share with my friends, are you crazy? You want to stop doing what you are doing and you go to just started to be a tailor, and they were calling me like a tailor. You don't know how could you raise your family, how could you get a school fee, you remember who and who, so they were just discouraging me. But again, I say it was something I wanted to do it, but then I was listening. Sometimes I want to try, you know that, but I was keeping on procrastinating. So when I was given this material, I was saying, like, you know, I've been able to do it. Last year I started my brand, and I was starting slowly, humbly, learning a lot of mistakes, a lot of misconception, ups and downs. You know, when you start, it was not going as smoothly as I was trying. So I was like, maybe those friends were right, maybe I should stop this. But again, I'm very grateful for CDEA, because I have seen people who are doing it. I have seen Zanta, I have seen a lot of, I've seen Kemi, Nasrim, so they give me a motivation to go on. So when I was giving this piece and this laser, I like black, and I'm very confident in black. I said, let me put a black up so that it shows tighten up and confident. And then I said, let me take a moment to design something that can give someone or myself a space to be herself, to go somewhere, relax, and enjoy. So I put a short and a little cover. You know, when a woman walks, you have to know your behind is all covered. I said, let me cover so that I can go and be myself. So with this dress, I just designed this. I want to give myself a pose, to clap myself, and to be motivated, and to say that I'm going to move on. So that's what inspired me, and I'm very grateful for my model. He showed that confidence, and you see, I'm very humbled, and I'm very grateful for this. So thank you very much. Thank you for all the facilitator. It was great. Every day I was sharing with Angel and say, this is what I wanted to hear, and I'm very grateful. So I hope I've get a lot of friends, and I'm hoping that I'll keep on. I have energized, I'm motivated, I'm encouraged. I have no reason to look back, but I'm going forward. Thank you very much.
I'm so delighted, and I feel I feel so nice and overwhelmed, because it shows me a sign of cooperation as an East African community. And I feel like if we continue with such cooperations, then we shall have a better East Africa in the future.
First of all, I want to recognize the efforts of culture development East Africa. I think that you guys are doing a fabulous job. I am impressed by Ayeta, who came, you know, all the way here to get this set up as well. I think that what I have seen today in the program that you sent to me, that I've looked at, is what should have started happening, I think, decades ago. This is what Africa needs. This is what East Africa needs. This is what each of our countries need, for us to be able to experiment, hear from all sectors, all angles of the arts, as well as the related fields, communication, business, branding, marketing. There has to be an effort made to equip the creatives, especially the young creatives of East Africa. They have a huge future. We are more or less, the arts in East Africa is more or less still very virgin. And so if it's developed now, the future can only be bright. Well done.